Hello, fellow troubadours. I've been getting a lot of requests from the community to talk about how to start recording video of your live performances. Now, it's no secret that having high quality video footage is pretty much essential nowadays, whether it's for social media or to send video content of you to potential clients. Everybody's going to want to see, hey, what do you do? Let me see a video clip of you doing what you do so they know whether to book you or not. So I'm excited to finally dive into this topic. Recording your live shows is a crucial skill, and I believe many of us shy away from learning how to do it, and I did as well. Musicians today absolutely need more than just musical talent. We have to master many other technical skills. Creating basic video content is one of them, and that's what I want to help you do. Now, the world of cameras and video gear literally could be an entire YouTube channel all unto itself. So today I want to narrow the focus down to one particular device that I personally use and highly recommend for recording your live gigs. And no, it is not an iPhone. While the iPhone does have its strengths, if you're really serious about taking your gig recordings to the next level, the iPhone has some limitations, and that would be a topic for another video. So today I want to talk about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it's a device that I use at a lot of my live gigs. I use it in my YouTube studio, and I even use it like for my walk and talk and driving videos. It's part of my toolkit. Here's what it looks like again. Pretty cool, right? You can flip it around. See that? Look at that. This camera is an absolute game changer. It's compact, it's easy to use, and it's packed with a feature set that really make it perfect for recording live performances. And no, this is not an ad for DJI. DJI does not know who I am. I'm recommending this because I genuinely believe that it could help you. And that's what this channel is all about. Now, you're going to want to make sure to stick around till the end because I'm also going to share some tips on how to get started setting it up at your gigs and some things that I've learned from making mistakes when recording gigs. We're almost ready to dive in, but first, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to support this channel, you could buy me a coffee, subscribe to my Patreon, or drop me a super thanks. Now, you may or may not have heard of DJI. They're best known for their camera drones, those things that you see buzzing all around you everywhere you go lately, as well as their gimbals, which are devices that help stabilize footage coming from a regular camera, and they make action cams similar to the GoPro. Now, I use different Sony cameras on this channel, which are fantastic cameras in their own right, and I would never be without them. But even with those fancier cameras, the Osmo Pocket 3 is really still a very big part of my arsenal. I couldn't be without it. If I need to quickly grab a camera and head out to a gig, this is my go-to, and I use it all the time for exactly that. Now, this video is just going to be sort of an intro to this concept. So if you'd like, I will make more videos specifically on camera gear and camera tips and setup advice in the future. So let me know in the comments if this is something you'd be interested in. Also, please note that for today, I'm specifically talking about the Creator Bundle version of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is a bundle that includes a little wireless microphone, okay? And it comes with an extra battery handle, which I have somewhere over here. Here it is. A little extra battery handle, which you need. It comes with a tripod accessory. It comes with a wide lens adapter, which I'll discuss, and you need that. Basically, if you're going to buy this, you need to buy the Creator Bundle. If you buy just the camera on its own, you're going to have to buy all these other little peripheral things separately, and you're going to just be more confused. Okay? So again, if you're thinking of picking up this camera, only buy the Creator Bundle. Now, the Creator Bundle is currently retailing for about $669. I've got an Amazon affiliate link in the description. If you just want to go take a closer look at it, I'm not telling you to buy it. You can, and if you do decide to buy it, you don't have to buy it from the affiliate links, although it helps me. but you can buy it from anywhere, or you cannot buy it at all. This is about opening your mind to getting into recording your live gigs, which is essential if you want to move forward. Now, before I get into more specific setup tips, let me talk about 5 reasons that this is my favorite camera for recording my gigs or for run and gun type videos. That's what the fancy camera people call it. Reason number 1, it is compact and portable. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is small enough to fit in your pocket, which means you can easily take it to any gig without carrying around a bunch of heavy gear. And the Creative Combo Kit, it comes with this pouch. Literally everything, okay, other than like your external tripod, fits in this pouch. So if you decide to go with the Creator Combo, literally the only other thing you'd need to buy is a micro SD card. And I put some links in the description to the micro SD card that I use, as well as one other one that's a little bit less expensive. And the micro SD card literally is just like the storage that your camera will use. The other thing you might want to get would be a small tripod, and I'll cover this a little bit more later in the video. It's the perfect grab-and-go solution for busy musicians. We have enough stuff to carry with us, right? They say that the best camera is the one that you have on you. And this one is really easy to take along. Now, of course, you could just use your iPhone again, but I found that when it comes to creating video, it's way easier to have a device that is specialized and does only that. And even with your iPhone, you need extra clips to attach it to the stand. You might need an external mic if you want to have good audio quality. And you want to be able to use your phone too. So now your phone is being used for video. You got to use the backside lens, which isn't as good, so that you can see how your shot is framed. It's just a pain in the ass. This way is much easier, and it therefore makes it much more likely for us to go and make the video. Reason number 2, 4K video quality. This thing has stunning video quality. This camera may be small, but it packs a punch when it comes to video resolution. You're going to get clear, professional quality footage of your performance, which is exactly what you need if you want your videos to look good online. You're competing against everyone else. I have cameras that are easily 3 times the price of this. And when I tell you, sometimes I can't tell the difference between the footage when it's side by side. That's how good it is. It has a 1-inch sensor, which means it will be way better in lower light conditions than your iPhone. And a lot of the venues that we play in, like weddings and restaurants and bars, clubs, they are low light venues. Number 3, it has built-in stabilization. And where is my camera? That's what this thing is on the top. This device, this is called a gimbal. As I move the camera, this thing keeps it steady, okay? I could even turn it around. Look at that, right? Now, I can even have this little camera literally follow me. So if I have this sitting on a stand, this camera will move around and always keep me in the frame. So I don't have to think about it. Put it on a microphone stand. You get yourself in the frame. You can see yourself on the little screen here. And you're ready to roll. Reason number 4, easy audio setup. When you buy the Creator Combo, you get this microphone. This is a wireless microphone, right? It comes with it. The sound of this thing is really, really good no matter where you're playing. You can clip it onto you, but more than likely you're going to want to situate this mic somewhere near your amp, right? And it automatically will sync with the camera. So you find a good location for the mic. It's even got a little magnet here. You just kind of find a place, magnetize it, clip it somewhere where it's getting your picking up the amp, get a good level on the camera, and you are good to go. And reason number 5, it's super easy and more importantly, fun to use. Whether you're tech savvy or not, this Osmo Pocket 3 is really, really user friendly. You basically turn it on, hit record, and you can just focus on your music. No complicated settings, no hours of setup time. Just stick it on a tripod, aim it at you, get yourself in the frame, and you are good to go. And you could focus on playing well and being creative, not on stressing out over camera settings. Let's cover some practical setup tips to get you filming your gigs. And by all means, this can be a very in-depth subject. So be sure to comment if you have any questions and I'll try to answer you, or I'll address it in a future video. So let me know what your ideas are, what your questions are, and I'll try to cover it in future videos. The first thing you want to do when you get to your gig, you're going to know where your setup spot is. You're going to want to pick your spot where you're going to want to set up your camera and find a good angle to capture your performance. I have one of these small little tripods, okay? This thing is tiny, okay? And you just want to be careful because it doesn't have a very good footprint. It's, easy to knock over, so you're going to want it close to you. But you pick your spot. Sometimes I'll have the camera off over to my left, capturing it this way, all right? Or sometimes I'll have it over to my right, depending on what the floor space looks like. Now with the Osmo Pocket 3's compact size, you can get really creative with where you place the camera. Now if you have a table or a ledge anywhere nearby you, you could literally use this little tripod stand that comes with it. And you could just stand this thing right up on a table. Right? You aim it at you, so now I'm looking at the screen. There's a little display on the screen that you can turn the gimbal around. I'm looking at myself on the screen here, and I could set this up wherever I want. And you have a little joystick here that'll control the angle of the camera. So you set it up where you want, and then you adjust the joystick to get the camera gimbal, to get the head of the camera so that you're framed exactly how you want, and you are good to go. More than likely, you might not have a table or a ledge nearby, so you're going to want to use a small tripod, okay? A couple things I want to cover on this subject. You're going to want a tripod, like I said, that has a small footprint. A lot of the more professional tripods, although they're great, they have a really wide footprint, and they're going to be more stable on the floor, which is good, but they also are easy for the customers to trip over. And a lot of times at a solo acoustic gig, sorry, my nose is itchy. A lot of times at a solo acoustic gig, we don't have that much room on the floor. And there's a lot of foot traffic. We don't want people to trip over the tripod and hurt themselves. And we also don't want them to knock it over and end up with our $700 camera crashing to the ground and breaking. So you want to have that camera as close to you as possible so that your tripod isn't out there in the middle of the room cluttering things up, okay? Now, again, this is what makes the Osmo Pocket 3 so great. The Osmo Pocket 3 has a 20 millimeter lens. That's how wide the angle of view is from the lens. The smaller the number, 20 millimeters, coming down would be 15 millimeters, right? The smaller the number, the wider it is, which means the closer we can get the camera to us and have ourselves in the frame. If it was a 50 millimeter camera, we would have to place the camera considerably far away from us so that we'd be in the frame. Otherwise, it would be too zoomed in. So the Osmo comes with a 20 millimeter lens, which is considered wide angle, which means you could fit yourself in the frame without having to have the camera too far away, which means it's out of the way of the customers. But what's even better is that with the Creator Combo, you have a wide lens adapter. I don't know if you could see this. This snaps onto the front of the lens. I'll show you how that works. Okay. And it converts it into now a 15 millimeter lens, which means you could literally have the camera very, very close to you, right on the stand, and it's capturing your body and the guitar. You can keep it close. Really, really good. And this is the adapter I use when I'm filming a live gig. I am always using the wide angle adapter again. So here it is, and it just magnetically connects to the front. It comes in the Creator Combo in this little case, which the whole thing can be put in. Everything is contained. And the other good thing about having the camera so close to you and out of the way of the audience is that now you can manage the camera settings. You could reach the camera with your hands. If you have the camera out there in the middle of the room, how are you going to be focused on setting up your guitar, setting up your playing, and running across the room to frame yourself on the camera? It's impossible. You need that camera close to you if you're out there on your own trying to film your own live gigs. And the Osmo has a feature called auto framing, which you could use. I don't usually use it at a gig, where the head of the camera will follow you around in the frame. It's like having your own little private cameraman with you. So as you move around, it kind of just moves with you and keeps you in the frame. Really, really neat feature. Now, as far as tripod height, you have to experiment with what works for you. But I generally start with, if I'm standing, with the camera about halfway between the top of my guitar and my chin. So let's just say like at like that height, right? A little below my chin. And then I could use the joystick on the gimbal to adjust so that I have some of the guitar, some of my hands, and my face and the microphone. You want to angle the camera so that it's kind of not catching too much of the microphone. Sometimes I'll have it on my left, sometimes I'll have it on my right. Depends on the floor space where I'm playing. You'll have to experiment. Next thing you want to do is check your audio. You want to make sure that if you're using the Creator Combo, that you do a quick sound check to make sure that your audio is clear. All you have to do is turn on this external mic when your camera is on, and it'll automatically sync with the camera. And you'll see a message that appears on the camera telling you that it's synced up with the microphone. And you'll be able to see the audio levels in the top part of the screen, which will let you know what level your audio is at and if you're peaking. You want to make sure that you're not peaking audio. So if you need to lower the gain control on the microphone, you swipe left, and you could adjust the gain levels on your microphone to make sure that they are not peaking. Sometimes at a gig it can get loud, so I'll usually set my gain at like -5, -6, sometimes even less, depending. And what you have to do is just set the gain, do a little sound check, and watch the screen on the camera and just see where the indicator is to make sure you're not peaking. Better that you're a little bit under, and then you could always boost the levels later. And what I'll do with this small microphone is, it's got a little magnetic clip. You just kind of find a place where it's in front of the amp, so it's getting the sound of your vocals coming through the amp as well as your guitar, and hopefully you're eliminating some of the room noise. And you'll have to experiment with how you angle your amp and where you can clip this microphone and place it so that it gets you a good recording. Sometimes I'll just use this microphone and put it on the end of my boom stand and just angle it toward the amp, and it's good enough. One other thing I should mention about the microphone is it also comes with this handy little, what they call a dead cat. What this does is this will block out the sound of wind. So if you're playing a gig outside, you know, you get the wind, you just throw this little dead cat on there. They could have found a better name for it. And it will block out the sound of the wind. So once everything's set, all you really have to do is hit record, make a red button, and you are recording your gig. It's that easy. And with the extra battery handle, which is this, okay, so generally it'll look like this the way I have it set up. I'll have the extra battery handle on, okay. So this is the whole device, and this will be mounted on a tripod, okay. With the battery handle set up, they say you could expect to get 4 hours of video, though I got to be honest, I've never pushed it to that extreme. I don't really need to record that much in a row, but I've been very impressed with the battery life of this device. Sometimes I'll record the first set from, I don't know, from one angle, let's say a 45-minute set from the left side, and then I'll record the second set from my right side. It's like, then when you cut it together, you have some variation. The camera's just so easy to use and manipulate, it's really not a problem at all. So let me show you real quick what it would look like on the stand, right? So this is it, basically screwed in to the tripod. Alright. And you turn it, you just place it down in front of you, you know, aim it towards yourself, right? I'm looking at myself in the screen, and that's it. Voila. There's a little button here so you can turn the gimbal around. So you could also be filming yourself. Like right now, I'm filming myself. I'm looking at myself in the screen. If I turn this around, camera turns toward you. Now I'm filming the room. I could literally, get a little panoramic shot of the room, and the whole while I'm watching it on this little screen. Really, really neat. Touch the little button on the screen. Looking back at me, I'm looking at my pretty self here. Not so pretty. In the screen, and I could easily frame myself. I could use the joystick here, and I'm using this joystick, and I just moves the camera around, and it allows me to frame myself perfectly without an extra person, without having to move stands around. Really, really, really convenient. If you have any questions, I know this is like probably a lot of new information. I'm talking about a new camera, a new concept, how to record yourself. I'm trying to explain to you how to do it. It's a lot of gear involved here, but I assure you it's really, really very simple. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you have any questions, leave it in the comment. I'll be more than happy to delve into this subject more if it's something that will serve you all, my fellow troubadours. I'm Frank Persico. You already knew that, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.